Yung Sun Yuan, yung kay ano to, kay Alice Go.
Yes.
So in other words, nagkaroon na sila ng preservation order. Andito lahat yung bank accounts ni Alice Go, which entails like 2 billion ata yung pinag-uusapan natin bank transaction niya. And also the properties that was freezed by the court. So basically yung 20 days.
What's up mga kayo? Welcome back pa rin syempre dito lang sa Joe Malone TV. Tunay na balita, walang kinakampihan, sumasalamin sa katotohanan lamang.
My good friend, Congressman, my idol, Richard Gomez.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, I'd like to ask Chairman Tenko, please, with regards to coordination and when you issue licenses, meron ho ba kayong coordination with the telcos? For example, ano ba yung mga major telcos na nagsiservice sa mga gaming sa inyo?
Ang major telcos po, yung pong
Smart.
definitely Globe, Smart, at saka po yung dito. At meron din pong Converge.
Yes.
So, at kahapon po, dun sa hearing sa Senado, ang sabi po ng NTC, merong himigit kumulang pong 800 ISP providers din sa buong Pilipinas.
Internet service providers.
Yes.
But most of them nakaling sa gateway ng apat na to.
Opo.
Converge, Smart, Globe, and dito. Mr. Chair, meron ho ba tayong telco company na represented today? Wala, siguro wala. No? Okay. Mr. Chair, Mr. Chairman, Tenko, kasi dun sa the reason I ask kasi dapat meron din silang coordination sa inyo, di ba? Or they don't need any coordination from you.
Sa pangkasalukuyan po, hindi po nilang kailangan makipag-coordinate sa amin.
Okay. So yung mga nag-a-apply para sa franchise niyo, sila na yung dumidirekta doon sa mga telcos.
Dahil sila po ang may lisensya,
Sila may pangangailangan.
ang may pangangailangan ng broadband or ng access sa internet, bilang operator po, sila po ang nag-a-apply dito sa mga service providers na to directly.
Correct. Kasi Mr. Chair, simula nung nagsimula tayo dito kanina umaga ng mga alas 10 at mag-aalas 4 na, lagi natin sinasabi na nahihirapan pumasok dahil hindi nila makita kung sino yung mga illegal operators. Kaya ako natanong, Mr. Chair, yung telco, kasi kung titignan mo yung mga inisyo ng na licenses ng PAGCOR at yung iba yung naging illegal na, pwede kang pumunta doon sa telco, makikita mo yung data usage ng area, ng specific area. Makikita mo yung IP address ng mga telcos. And from there, madedetermine mo yung usage ng mga kumpanya na gumagamit ng mga internet nila. Pag nakita mo na ang usage ay mataas, pwede ka na magduda. At second, etong mga internet providers, Mr. Chair, may mga receivables ito by the millions, by the hundreds of millions for using their services. Maniningil yan. So, alam natin specifically if we will ask for the coordinate, malalaman mo eksakto saan pumupunta yung linya nila. That's why tatanungin natin yung mga LGU.
Congressman Richard Gomez.
Yes, sir.
Will you want to invite the telcos regarding this matter?
Mr. Chair,
Kasi nakita ko yung
there will be
nakita ko yung significant ng sinasabi mo eh.
Yes. Mr. Chair, in case there will be a subsequent
Yes, there will be.
committee meetings or joint committee meetings, I would like to move, Mr. Chair, to invite the major telcos, even the small internet service providers in this committee regarding IGLs and POGOs. Mr. Chair, I move.
So the COMSEC is hereby directed. There is a motion and duly seconded and hearing no objection. The said motion is now approved. Directed to invite those telcos. Same with games and amusement. Okay.
Mr. Chair, I would like to add to that. Can we also invite the NTC?
Yes,
Even the Securities and Exchange Commission should be part of this also. Kasi Kailangan mo ng korporasyon. Andito ba? Okay,
Andiyan sila.
NCC.
So,
Okay.
we will be inviting over also the NTC.
Yes, thank you.
Si Chairman Cordoba. Sige, go ahead.
Just to continue, Mr. Chair, together with the anti-cyber crime group, with PAGCOR, the LGU, and the telcos, mapipinpoint na direkta yung kung saan yung malakas gumamit ng data. Tama ho ba? Anti-cyber crime group. Tama, di ba? Tama, malaman natin kung saan pupunta yung malakas gumamit ng internet.
Yes sir, for as long as public yung IP address, makikita natin yung general location nila.
Public kasi ginagamit pa negosyo eh. At saka naka-install sa mga LGU eh. So tanong ko ngayon sa LGU, dalawa ba nandito? Porac and Bamban. Meron ho ba naka-install ng mga fiber optics sa inyo?
I think meron po.
Meron.
Yes.
Sa Bamban po? Meron po, no? Okay. Kasi imposibleng walang fiber optics sa inyo dahil nag-ooperate ho sa inyo eh. Hindi ho pwede na wala ho silang dedicated fiber optic lines for their operations. Ngayon, ang tanong ko naman, next Mr. Chair, with regards dun sa mga LGUs, siguro unahin natin sa Porac kay Mayor Capil. Isabay ko na rin yung isang tanong na lang para po sa inyong dalawa. Yung po bang pinagtatayuan ng Pogo, ano ho yun dati? Ano yung lupa na pinagtatayuan ho nila dati? Ito ho ba ay farmland? Ito ho ba ay protected area? Ito ho ba ay rice field dati? Ano ho ba ito?
Actually, titled po siya.
Yes, title as what? Anong land classification niya?
Yung sa amin po, agri siya ng
Farmland.
farmland.
Yung sa ano po, yung sa Bamban po. Ano yung lupang pinagtatayo nung palayan ba yan
Dati po
dati?
ay
Palayan.
palayan.
Palayan dati ano? Under the law po ba? Pwede kayo mag-reclassify ng palayan into, anong ginawa? Built-up area o commercial? Anong ginawa?
Ayan po ay hindi pa ako vice mayor noon.
Pero ngayon po na vice mayor ko yung po bang rice land, pwede natin i-convert into built-up area or commercial? Pwede po?
Para sa akin po hindi.
Ano pong ginawa ng LGU ninyo?
At yung pong barangay captain doon, siya po ang nag-reclassify.
Pero ang nagbigay po ng classification, ang nag-approve ng sanggunian.
Opo, after the
Hindi niyo
sa barangay.
ni-revoke yung classification as vice mayor.
As of now po, dahil kasi nandiyan na po yung mga building na malalaki. Kaya po
Kahit lalo na ho ngayon, kaya ko lang binibring up yun. Because, Mr. Chair, if we do not protect our farmlands, pag yung mga LGUs hindi na lang intindihan na reclassify ng mga rice lands, maubusan tayo ng rice lands, which will also affect our national security. Second, but that's beside the point. Ngayon po, yung property po na nasa Bamban at saka sa Porac, Asa Cruz, ito ho ba lahat on hold na? Ito ho ba lahat naka-under sa preservation order?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Okay. Ano yung reason bakit nalagay sa preservation order itong mga properties na ito?
Unang-una, sir, gamit po yan in a criminal activity. So that's one. So if ever na ganun po yung kinasasakutan ng isang lugar, then we can subject them for asset forfeiture, being involved in criminal activity, sir, or ginamit sa criminal activity. And in cases, sir, sa mga POGO, sir, na nire-raid po natin, sir. Lahat po ito, sir, sinubject natin for asset forfeiture. Both the property, the building, and even the vehicle, sir. Yung mga luxury vehicles nila nandun, sir.
So yung mga nasa preservation order, hanggat nandun siya sa preservation order, hindi natin pwede siyang galawin, ano? Pwede nang galawin ito, hindi pa.
Pwede naman po, sir. Actually, yung isang building po sa Pasay na POGO na ni-raid po natin, sir. Ginagamit po namin ito bilang detention cell do mga nahuhuli po nating mga pogo. So wala po kasing detention cell ang BI, Immigration, to hold about 1,000 of pogo workers. So what we did is yung isang building po na forfeit po natin o na nagkaroon po ng asset preservation, ginagamit po natin siya sa mga government activities.
Yusek, General Cruz, will it be wise for the government to, pwede ho ba natin gawin na yung preservation order, gawin natin for future to in favor of the government para maging fully owned by the government? Is that possible, Mr. Yusek?
Possible po yun, sir. Legal process naman po yun that enables the government to seize the property.
Yes.
At magamit yung asset po, sir, in a yung pwede yung gawing eskwelahan or whatever the government would think of, sir.
Mr. Chair, hindi ko alam kung ano yung process na kailangan natin gawin para mas speed up natin yung transition from a preservation order into to convert it into a government asset.
I-clarify natin ng konti.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Mr. Congressman Richard Gomez, no? Yung sinasabi ho ni Congressman Richard Gomez in relation to the freezing and preservation of assets, that is a memorandum from the Executive Secretary Lucas Bersamin.
Yes.
Di ba? And this memorandum of circular that was issued by the good secretary is in relation to the properties that was ordered to be frozen and preserved under the Baupu compound. Yung Sun Yuan, yung kay kay Alice Go.
Yes.
So in other words, nagkaroon na sila ng preservation order na hindi nila magagalaw itong mga properties na to. But in relation to that, kasi kung babasahin natin ang sinasabi dito ay in relation to the unlawful activity as defined under Republic Act number 9160 shall not be limited to the following. So, yung lang sa kay Alice Go. And the court have decided already that it will be freeze for 20 days. Diba? Ang tanong dito, Yusek, kung 20 days lang siya,
So frozen lang siya, Mr. Chair.
frozen lang siya for 20 days.
Hindi pa
Paano
siya pwedeng ariin ng
Yeah,
gobyerno.
kaya nga nung sinabi mo, Congressman Gomez, medyo I wanted to intervene. Kasi when I read the decision of the Court of Appeals regarding these assets, no, that was frozen by the anti-money laundering and the PAOK-TF. So, ang decision ng korte, 20 days.
Pending, sir, yung hearing po natin, yung trial, then ginagamit po namin yung
Yung decision.
yes, sir, in
So,
decision.
days.
Sir, we can ask the DOJ, sir.
Can we ask the, andyan ba ang
DOJ.
DOJ?
Baka alam nila.
Kailangan namin i-clarify, Mr. Chair, sa AMLC. Sila yung specifically nag-handle ng case na to. Alam ko nakasecure nga sila ng freeze order over the assets of si Mayor Alice Go, no, including yung mga bank accounts. But kailangan namin i-verify sa kanila kung may period of time pa yung freeze order.
So, AMLAC, andyan na AMLAC.
Yes,
AMLAC,
Mr.
can you
Chair.
clarify this order?
Yes po. Good afternoon po.
Ano to, dated July 10, 2024. Decided by Associate Justice Florencio Mamawag Jr.
Sir,
Yes,
Okay.
go ahead.
sir, the process po kasi under our law, under the AMLA po, is we get an initial 20-day period po sa freezing. And then, during the 20-day period, a hearing will be set po for the extension. So, the maximum extension period po niyan could reach up to 6 months. And then, before the expiration po ng 6 months, ina-applyan na po namin ng civil forfeiture yan. So, civil forfeiture po will now be filed before the regular courts na po. And prior to the forfeiture po, magkakaroon po, mag-i-issue rin po yung court ng ng provisional asset preservation order and then eventually an asset preservation order po bago
Sige.
mag-issue ng order for forfeiture.
O kasi nandito kung babasahin, kung bibigyan na babasahin ko wherefore the ex parte petition to freeze order is hereby granted. A freeze order is issued effective immediately for a period of 20 days. Consequently, the court directs the covered persons and government agency to freeze and disallow any transaction, withdrawal, transfer, removal, conversion of the following bank accounts and property. Andito lahat yung bank accounts ni Alice Go, which entails like 29 billion ata yung pinag-uusapan natin bank transaction niya. And also the properties that was freezed by the court. So basically yung 20 days subject to some extension.
Apo.
Okay, ayun, clarified na yun. Congressman
Yes, Mr.
Richard,
Chair.
at least kasi very important yung minention mo eh.
Yes.
And basically, itong ating order na to na preservation order can be used also to some other properties like yung sa Porac.
And I think, Mr. Chair, napakalakas ng kaso ng gobyerno against all these operators saka sa mga seized na mga properties. Which also, I'd like to ask, Mr. Chair, dahil lang ang grupo nila Yusek Cruz, just about a few months ago, meron silang kinandado na Pogo Hospital sa Pasay. Ngayon, pag tinignan mo itong Pogo Hospital na to sa Pasay, high-tech talaga ito. It can even change the identity of a person. Lang kinikato nito, puro mga Chinese nationals. So I'd like to ask si Yusek Cruz, paano nyo ba nakita ito at paano nyo isinara itong hospital na ito?
Go ahead, Yusek Cruz.
Yes, sir, Mr. Chair. May info kasi kaming nakuha, sir, na there is that existing Pogo Clinic nga lang daw eh. But to our surprise, masyadong malaki to. This is a 2-story building. Nasa MOA area ito, sir eh. So in MOA area, from that boulevard, makikita mo to in Chinese character. If you're not a Chinese-speaking person, di mo maintindihan na hospital lang ibig sabihin nun. But kung Chinese ka, sir, you can read na hospital. And then once you get inside, maraming state-of-the-art medical equipment. So it's about 12 beds, hospital beds. May sariling operating table. Merong cosmetic surgery room. Merong pang hair transplant room. Merong dialysis, laboratory. So
ang tanong ko sa iyo, Yusek, doon, so since na-seize na natin yung area, what is the government doing on this facility?
Yun nga, sir, ang gusto ko itanong, sir, if you can help us. Kasi what we did is we just sinara lang namin eh. And hindi naman pwede, sir, masira, sir, yung mga equipment. These are state-of-the-art equipment, sir, na gamit ng mga Pogo work. Yes, sir.
That's right, Mr.
And in
Chair.
accordance with the existing law that we have right now on those seized properties, I really don't know yet. So we will be assigning the COMSEC to
Yes,
look
sir.
into the laws that are being implemented with regards to the seized properties.
That's right, Mr. Chair. Since the building has been closed already, it has been padlocked. I was wondering if that whole property is seized in favor of the government, maybe the government can make use of those high-tech equipments para sa mga public hospitals. Total sa Pasay na huli yun. Baka pwedeng gamitin ng Pasay para sa kanilang
And at the same time, the involved owners of the supposed
Yes.
hospital's facility are foreigners.
Yes.
And they run away from us, di ba?
Yeah.
Now, kung aantayin pa natin na bumalik sila at mag-complain sila dito, we might use the property. Yun ang nga din sinasabi natin doon sa Committee on Public Accounts, wherein the properties that was bought by the Chinese people amounting to thousands of hectares dapat in favor na rin of the government.
Yes.
Di ba? At isis na rin natin because the burden of proof proving that they own the property, bumalik sila dito. Because they ran away eh. Nagtakasan na yung mga may-ari ng mga properties eh, mga foreigners eh. And
Yung
even
mga-
that hospital, di ba?
The doctors were taken in by the Bureau of Immigration, sir.
The what?
They told us na doctor sila but we doubted. So nung hinanapan namin ng papel, sir, walang maipakita eh. So they were one Vietnamese alleged doctor and another two Chinese.
I think there are no
doctors.
existing law that govern that area.
Yeah.
And for the meantime that there is no governing law pertaining to this kind of situation, then the government should take over.
That's why, Mr. Chair, babalik talaga ako doon sa powers of the LGU. Kasi yung LGU, they have the power to enter one area, yung premises, pwedeng pasukin ng LGU yun eh. Napakalakas, Mr. Chair, ng local government code. One of the most complex laws that we have in this country was given to the powers to the LGU. Ang LGU, if you'll take a look at sa munisipyo po kayo eh. So, may clause under municipal mayors. Titignan niyo yung Article 1, Section 444.b.16. Binibigyan kayo ng powers. Yun yung ang katumbas nun is Section 16 of the Local Government Code, which is the welfare clause. Anytime i-invoke niyo yung welfare clause na yun, you can do anything with your powers mandated by the people para pasukin itong mga pogos na to. Kaya hindi ho rason sabihin natin na hindi ho kami pinapapasok, hindi ho totoo yun. Pwede kayo pumasok. Lahat ng documents nila, you can check. The administrators, the BPLO, pag-issue nyo ng yearly business permit sila, di ba hinihingi nyo ang hinihingi nyo yung may business tax. Tapos tinatanong nyo, magkano yung revenue every year? Sige, for example, PORAC, Mayor, what is the annual revenue nitong napasara na Pogo site? Kung di ho ang nagkakamali, it is standing on an 8-hectare property or 10 hectares ho ba? Gano'n ho ba kalaki yun?
8 hectares.
8 hectares. Tapos ang daming facility, di ba?
Yes.
So pati yung realty tax nun, makikita nyo kasi kung magkano yung mga nalagay ng mga infrastructure doon eh. Tinitignan natin, di ba? Tama ba? Admin?
Mr. Chair, good afternoon. Ang estimate po ngayon ng aming assessor on the realty that stands on the lot where the Pogo used to operate is around 6 million po.
6 million?
Opo. But
I do not believe you. Lupa lang ho yan o pati yung mga buildings?
Yun po ang current actually estimate po ng assessment namin ngayon.
Mr. Chair,
yes po, Mr. Chair. Yun po yung current po na assessment po ng realty that stands on the Pogo Hub. 6 million yearly po.
6 million, wait a minute. That was converted, di ba? Na-convert yan, di ba, from agricultural to commercial?
Yes,
Now it is commercial. Ang sinasabi mo siguro, 6 million when it was not converted yet. Siyempre, 10 hectares yan. 8 hectares ba? 10 hectares?
Mr. Chair.
8.2 hectares po.
Ilan?
8.2 hectares po.
Yeah, we're
Mr.
talking
Chair,
about that.
yan, to give you a better understanding, pati yung mga nanonood, na sinasabi po ni Municipal Administrator na yung business tax, magkano na? Ang assessment nyo dito is only 6 million pesos?
Real property taxation po.
So yung mga, ano yung cost ng mga infrastructure na nakatayo doon?
This is the information, Mr.
No.
Chair.
You should know the information kasi ikaw administrator eh.
Yes po.
So alam mo dapat kung magkano eksakto yung mga pinatayo dyan.
Opo. Actually po, Mr. Chair, we are undergoing an ongoing tax mapping project. So this is
Klaro natin, ano? We are talking about the real property tax. Ang sinasabi mo, 6 million ang binabayad sa inyo sa assessed value ng property.
Yun po ang current assessment po ng aming assessor.
Ng property, 6 million lang?
On RPT po.
RPT
po. According po, actually
Anong classification na?
Commercial po.
Commercial na siya.
Mr.
8
Chair.
hectares, 6
Opo.
million lang?
6 million po yung
Mura pala ng lupa sa inyo.
RPT lang yan. Kasama yung improvements.
RPT.
Kasama